Good afternoon, everybody. Excuse me. It's been a while since I have posted, be it for football, films, WWE, or anything, but I decided that I will post something. Last night I went to watch Joker, and here is my review. First and foremost, I just want to say, wow, what a incredible piece of cinema. I can definitely see it as a film that divides people right down the middle. And isn't that the most wonderful thing about cinema, or films to begin with? That sort of, obviously at the end of the day, like, you have like your own opinions of things, and part of the reason why I do these reviews, or anyone does these reviews, is not necessarily to tell someone that you should watch. Sorry, like, I'm lucky that you must listen to what said person says before you make your mind up to watch this film, but also to help say, why you would enjoy this film. So, let's get right into it. There will be spoilers in this. I will put it into the description. So, of course, anyone who has seen this, log on to this and watch it straight away. Anybody who hasn't, store this in your notifications. Go watch the film and then come see the review of this. So once again, we have another actor playing the iconic role of Batman's villain, the Joker. Throughout the years, there's been some great people playing the Joker. Jack Nicholson, Heath Ledger, the Mark Hamill voiceovers, and of course the first person that started all, the great Cesar Romero. I've enjoyed all incarnations of the Joker. The only one I wasn't particularly pleased or for interesting was Jared Leto's take on him in Suicide Squad, which a lot of people have also said. So I'm not alone in that. Like, a lot of people throughout the years, in terms of the live action, people have always said it's either Nicholson or Ledger, or now you can throw Joaquin Phoenix into that mix, because although a completely different performance compared to Nicholson and Ledger's, still brilliant nonetheless. Joaquin Phoenix, wow, he really took them to that role and just made it brilliant. What I think really helps with certain films is how like that one thing can combine like something else. Something like, so for instance, the score of this film is absolutely fantastic with the soundtrack. The score captures Phoenix's like his movements, his mannerisms, just everything. I mean, Robert De Niro was also brilliant. Like in it, he wasn't like in it much. Like the scenes like he was in, made like a lasting moment. And having De Niro on this film is a masterpiece of casting, because this film pays a lot of homage to two classic like De Niro films, Taxi Driver and the King of Comedy. Both films I also recommend seeing before Joker, and after seeing Joker, go and watch them two again, or prior to that, and sort of, or maybe like watch all three, and you can see like how a lot of elements like from all three combine. The cinematography was fantastic. It shows. Gotham City has always had so many incarnations. Like the '60s, like Batman show, like there was the campiness, but it was still like a picturesque city. In the Tim Burton films, dark and gothic, still like loads of tower blocks and that. The Joel Schumacher's, combining like the campy with the gothic and psychedelics. The Nolan trilogy, a lot of things was upstanding in terms of the cinematography, but dark nonetheless. But this incarnation of Gotham is brilliant, because it sort of shows like the real nitty gritty residents of Gotham, you know, like how they're living. And what I think is really fantastic as well, like how in so many incarnations, the Waynes have been portrayed as the saints and the saviors of Gotham City. This time around, they are plainly portrayed as the villains. It's basically one of the pitches for this film is the rich against the poor. So you've got the riches of the Wayne family, you know, like they're high up, you know, like if everything is rosy and perfect for them. Everyone else, you know, like they're in poverty, they're downtrodden and that. So basically, into the story, you've got Arthur Fleck, who is during the day works as a clown, promoting an antique shop. It wasn't exactly made clear like what his job was promoting that. And the opening scene, basically, he's doing like his job, you know, like he's dressing up as the clown, like putting on like the makeup, like he's outside, he's clowning around, like literally, promoting like his you know, is like his job, spinning a sign around, and then all of a sudden, these kids take the sign off. He gives chase, leads them to an alleyway where they performatively just basically beat the crap out of him, and then straight away on the title card it says Joker, and that's sort of saying that this is the raw thing for it, and more or less, you know, like he lives like with his mum, in a rundown like apartment. Turns out like his mother was a former employee of Wayne Enterprises, and worked for Thomas Wayne, and then something like happened, you know, like she was cast out, and that's why like they're living there. So sort of like there's that, you know, like like he goes to his job, he doesn't enjoy it, he gets fired a lot from his job, and then basically he is just well, he basically like has enough of everything, you know, of sort of for instance, like throughout the film, he's sort of like trying not to make people laugh, you know, like because he wants to inspire like to be a comedian, which was one of like the Joker storylines, or the origins, that like he was a failed like comedian, like that like made him turn to crime, like due to sort of like disrespect from people. And what I think is really quite clever like with this film is sort of it shows what happens when people are really pushed to the edge. You know, you try to be like happy like with everything, and you know, it's like one of the things like his mother like says to him, you know, just go out and put on a happy face, you know, just smile not for adversity, you know, and in life a lot of people do try to do that, but when like you're constantly kicked in the balls, everything's thrown at you, there's got to be a breaking point, and this film shows like its breaking point, and it's done in a very heartbreakingly sadistic way, sort of, you know, it gets to the point with him like where like it sort of says basically, well, you know, I've been pushed around way too much, I'm just gonna do whatever the hell I want without the consequences, and that's where it very cleverly gets dangerous as well. You know, like, so one of the major turning points, when he's fired like from his job, like he's on the subway, you know, he's dressed in his clown like makeup and uniform. These three businessmen hassle him on the subway. You know, like they're beating like him up, and then like, all of a sudden he snaps and shoots them all, and you're like, wow. And basically this starts a whole cataclysmic turn of events. He shot someone. Well, yeah, like he shot like these yuppies. You know, and the media whips it up like sort of saying, oh, okay, there's someone from the poor side, rising up against, you know, like the oppressed and like against like their rich masters. We can get behind like this person, and sort of he then like a sort of like looks upon it as sort of, oh, like maybe like I'm a bit of a saviour, like there's like this hope yet. And sort of and one of the really clever things is like this film shows, and it reflects on a lot of I suppose like you could say in real life how a lot of people will blindly follow someone out of context, like, if you will, sort of like, for instance, you know, all of a sudden like everyone starts dressing up like as a clown and that, you know. I mean, there's one pivotal scene like where like he sees like all these people like dressed as clowns causing riots and stuff, and he's just like basking it, like sort of saying, yes, I am like your lead, like, I'm your leader, I'm your saviour. You know, we are going to rise up and take Gotham by the balls and just cause like anarchy. And that's what's clever about like the Joker character as well. Sort of, he is basically sort of, well, it's always like been known like with the Joker, like he's not motivated like by money. You know, he's just sort of like the type of guy like who just like causes a bit of chaos, and then like just sort of like, yep, here we are, you know, let everyone else like do it, sort of. And that's the clever character about the Joker, that he's just like, yeah, here we are. And that's what I think is just so clever, like, and so like reflective of today, you know, sort of you know, like throughout history, like there's been like cult leaders and stuff like the Joker, plain and simply, is a cross between like a terrorist and a cult leader. Sort of as well, it just shows a man. He is basically like in this, a man like who's pushed too far, decides to strike back, unwittingly, accidentally inspires a load of people to rise up and take chaos. And he appears on the like De Niro's character's talk show, and basically confesses all the bad things like he's done. And like De Niro's like, oh well, do you feel like remorse for this? Like, and Phoenix's character, like the Joker's like, nope, you know, this is what happens like when I'm pushed too far. You know, society sucks. You know, you're all bad people. I'm good, and that's where like lines get blurred as well. But I just think it's just so clever how it's amazing. And what I think like is brilliant as well is like the director Todd Phillips. You know, he's never made a real proper serious film before. You know, like he's dabbled in like to comedies and stuff. So his first like ever like serious film. And of course, like Martin Scorsese as executive producer helps as well. You know, considering like that. Like the two films that I referenced earlier, the King of Comedy and Taxi Driver, those are two films like that Scorsese made with De Niro as well. So sort of like there's always that connection there. And Bradley Cooper was also like had a hand in the production. And now like let's move on like to all the controversy like this film like has brought. I think it's brilliant like that. There's like it's made a lot of people talk about it. One of like the most things is that like the amount of people like who's like objected to the Gary Glitter song in the film. You know, like I look at that and think that's just it's news that people are just, you know, like just cooking up for the sake of it, you know, sort of like if they're so opposed to that song like in that film, like, and if they want to boycott it, I say, well, let's boycott Happy Gilmore, The Full Monty, and Meet the Fockers, because that song like appears in that. I haven't seen like everyone like complaining, but you know, like with that being said, I just think this film is fantastic. Like when the awards are handed out at the start of next year, I do hope to see Joaquin Phoenix's name up there. Something like for the cinematography, the score, the costume design. You know, I think this will win awards, and rightly so. It should. So I'm gonna say you should go watch this film if you can as well. Also, like check out Taxi Driver, The King of Comedy, and all that. Really, really amazing film. Just so sublime. The performance by Joaquin Phoenix is fantastic. You know, time will tell if he will ever eclipse like Nicholson or Ledger. For me, it's not right to compare the like the other two. Look at it as a singular, because you know, I'm undecided. But singly, I thought Phoenix was amazing. You know, like just sort of the whole character description, and the whole sort of the slow turning of the worm from happy to just downright miserable, and just snaps the way he's just like sort of thought that's it. I've had enough. I've tried being a nice guy, but now no more. I'm just gonna run riot, and I'm just gonna do whatever I want, basically. So yeah. So in conclusion, I'm gonna give it 5 stars. That's right. 5 out of 5. If there was a 6th star, it's got that as well. So yeah, just amazing. So anybody who wants to check out this film, please do. I implore it straight away, and it's one of those films you can enjoy multiple viewings. So yeah, anybody wants to leave any comments, please do so below. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe, and most importantly, go watch The Joker. Thank you very much. Good afternoon. Bye bye.